And welcome to another episode of Richmond Real Talk, where you can find real teens have a real talk about real stuff. This is your host, DJ Silver, currently recording here live at the Richmond Highlands Teen Center. And tonight, I'm joined with four very young ones. Why don't y'all go around the room and introduce yourselves, your name and what high school you go to, also your age. Go ahead, don't be shy.
This is Creighton Reed speaking. How you doing?
And Creighton, what school do you go to? How old are you?
It's Shoreline Community College, 19 years old. So.
Hi, my name's Divine. I go to Bishop Blanchett High School and I'm 16.
Hi, I'm Mayla. I go to Shorecrest and I'm 16.
I'm Jane. I go to Shorecrest and I'm 17.
So two Shorecrest, one Shoreline Community College. What school did you say you go to again?
Blanchett.
Blanchett? Where's that?
Blanchett. It's by Green Lake.
By Green Lake?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of far from here.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you take the bus? Do you bus all the way out there?
No, I don't. I get dropped off every day.
Oh, okay. That's not that bad then. You don't have to take the metro bus. A lot of people have to take the metro bus to get to school.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it's pretty terrible. Actually, I heard it's not that bad. Seattle has a pretty good metro bus system.
Yeah.
California's really, really bad. You don't want to ride on the buses down there.
Mm-mm.
Really?
In California?
I thought it was good there.
With the metro bus system in California?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, don't go to Cal University.
No.
Yeah, I'll take your
So
word
how
for
do
it.
kids get around? How do students get around?
How do students get around?
Yeah, like college students.
College students? All different types of ways. Drive, walk, skateboard. Skateboarding is really big in California. So even people who don't really skateboard, they'll longboard and bike around. People do take the metro bus, but it's just terrible. It's not as good as here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird people.
I got the Orca, thank you very much, so...
Oh, you got the Orca card?
I got the Orca card, so...
Oh, so do you?
So, I got nothing to worry about, so...
How much do y'all pay a month for the Orca card, do you know?
It's my mom's. I don't know.
Your mom's, no? Your parents take care of it?
I don't know.
Yeah, they get it for free. Yeah, my mom's a government worker, so she gets it for free.
I got the hookup, like, a fat minute ago, so don't worry about it.
No, you don't worry about it. Alright, well, let's go ahead and go into the quote of the day. So I picked out a quote. It's very short and very sweet. Not long at all. And the quote is by Tony Robbins. I'm not sure if do y'all know who Tony Robbins is? Okay. He's a businessman, entrepreneur, but he gives a lot of inspirational talks. He's really big for giving talks about life coaching and stuff like that. And the quote, the main one that kind of jumps out to me, says, "Your past does not equal your future." I had somebody really special to me a while ago who kind of told me the same thing. Because I try to forget about the past and just keep moving on, you know. And I told her, I was like, you know, I'm an optimistic person, and she kind of gummed me down. She's like, "No, you're not." I was like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "You're not. You keep thinking that your past is gonna be your future. You keep thinking that you're gonna make the same mistakes, and because of that, you don't think optimistically. You're thinking more pessimistically." And at first, I kind of brushed her off. I was like, whatever. But then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? She actually kind of has a point. And it's funny because when she told me that before I even saw this quote, and then I saw this quote, and I was like, wow, that's actually very true and really relevant. So, with that being said, what are some of the thoughts that you all have about the quote?
We can grow as, like, human beings over time, pretty much, and you can, like, improve on yourself, really, and you being able to recognize the mistakes that you make, really, it's going to, you can grow as a human being, really, and it's possible, really, and really, the only one stopping you from achieving your goals is you, pretty much, so... Really, it's possible, you just gotta make it that way, so. So that's my whole thing on it, because I'm not really the same guy I was 5 years ago, really, so, I mean, you change, really, over that, and I also just don't like that whole notion that whatever the person you were talking about mentioned with the whole, like you're a pessimistic person, and I'm like, I don't know, I mean, pessimistic, whatever that word means, I don't know, I try to be realistic, really, so, I don't know, and I mean, and as a black man in America, I think I've earned the right to be a little bitter, to be honest. So, I think I've earned it, to be honest. So that's just me, I'm, like, maybe what do I know, really?
Well, don't let that bitterness get too big. Don't
Yeah.
let it get more bitter.
Yeah.
Because then,
I
it
won't
turns
really.
into resentment.
It is.
And then you have resentment.
It is.
How about you three? What do y'all think?
I feel like it's a choice. Like, you can let your past dictate your future, and it could be a good thing. It could also be a bad thing. So.
You have some examples on how it could be a good thing or a bad thing that you would like the audience to hear?
Not specifically. Like, I don't know. Personally, like, I came from, like, a different world when I was younger. And it's not like it was bad, but, like, I kind of made it seem bad. I grew up in Africa, and then I moved here when I was, like, 9. And that was really rough for me. And I kind of changed who I am. But I don't know. And I kind of turned into a nasty person. But I don't let that, like, now that I've learned from it, I don't really let that dictate who I am. Like, I know I've changed, and I know, like,
So you're still a nasty person, and you're not nasty no more?
No, I'm not.
All right.
You're not a nasty person.
Yeah,
You're a
no,
little
really.
less nasty.
I don't know. Like, for me, like, I felt like I've grown as a person, really, and I've at least tried to put, like, try to find the humor in the situation, really. So, because, again, humor just helps the heart heal pretty much. So that's pretty much how I handle the whole situations, because I don't know.
I think the quote reminded me of, like, who you are today doesn't define who you are tomorrow. So that could be positive or negative, like she said it before. I could do something today, but I still have tomorrow to make up for it. Or I could do something today that's great, but I still have tomorrow to make something bad happen. So yeah.
What say you at the end of the table?
I'm just a spectator.
Oh, really? So let's get some spectating.
Mm-hmm.
Edit this out, Austin.
Oh, gee, there. Alright, what's up?
Okay.
Yeah, the reason why the quote stands up, because there's gonna be it's hard, right? Because if you look at something as simple as like regrets, right? If you have a regret, usually you want to try to redo sometimes, so you don't have that regret anymore. But sometimes that could end up resulting in repeating that past. And y'all still really young in that age where you're probably not going to see that now and full until afterwards when you're a little bit older. And then you'll look back at these times, you know, and you may cherish it and love it, or you may hate it.
Yeah,
And be happy that those times are over.
it really is.
Either way. Does zipper taste good?
Okay, there we go.
So I'm kidding. So you said you moved here when you were 9 years old. So was English your second language?
I knew English before I came. I went to international school, so
Okay.
I was.
How'd you like it when you first got here?
I liked it, but it was like, it's a weird transition because it was completely different.
I know you came to Seattle.
No, I didn't come to Seattle.
Oh,
I was in
you
Ohio.
didn't?
Yeah, I was in Ohio.
Jesus, that's
yeah.
worse.
But I think we had family there, so it wasn't that bad.
In Ohio, in the middle of nowhere?
No, it was in Cincinnati, pretty populated.
So a city in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Las Vegas. Las Vegas, Nevada.
It's dry.
So when did you come to Seattle then?
Like a year after that. So when I was in like 5th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one you like better, Seattle or Ohio?
Seattle.
Okay.
I like the people in Ohio better, but Seattle's nicer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about you two? Have you born in this country?
I was born here, but my parents are immigrants from Ethiopia.
From Ethiopia?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you, so how, I got a question. Have your parents ever threatened to send y'all back to Africa when y'all acted up?
Yes.
Well, somebody got sent back last year too.
I
Yeah,
know.
I see.
Yeah,
It's
for
actually-
real.
It's real.
There's a GoFundMe. There's a GoFundMe
Yeah,
to bring him back.
Mostly
Yeah.
you guys, I
There's a
don't know.
GoFundMe.
Yeah.
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 It's not like he doesn't have money to come back, is it?
No,
It's just a
It is,
punishment.
boy.
they told him
He
that
tried
he's
to
coming
secretly
back.
come back.
They told him that he's going for
Oh, no.
vacation, and then they just left him there.
I remember he stole my McChicken one day.
Wait,
He was
wait,
crazy.
okay, so they told him you going there for vacation.
Yeah,
And
and
then
then
some
one
money.
way. It was one way.
Yeah.
He never came back.
That's so messed up. Why would he do?
He's like everything.
crazy.
He got suspended like 1 billion times. He's crazy.
We can't expose him, bro. What if he listens to this?
Yeah, you
No.
don't expose him.
We never-
Does he ever come here? Has
No.
he ever came here?
I don't think
He
so.
probably got banned, but no.
With the short crowd? He went to Shore
Yeah, he
Crest?
went Shore. He's a good kid though. He's crazy, but he's good.
How would y'all feel if y'all got threatened? If y'all had to go back to Africa?
Honestly,
I've never been there.
I would go back. I would
So-
go back.
Don't know it, so.
So you wouldn't.
She was right about the whole people in Seattle type of situation because I go down to like the South and everything, and everyone there pretends to be polite. Here, everyone's being super passive aggressive for no reason.
Well, that's an interesting point that you bring up. Would you rather somebody be passive aggressive or false, like faking their politeness?
I cannot do that. I can't fake it. If I'm
I get too much of that in Seattle already, so I'm saying.
You can't do what?
I can't be fake. Like if I'm mad at somebody, I'm passive. Like I cannot handle it. I can't do
You're
it.
passive aggressive.
Like, yeah,
if you're mad at somebody?
I won't
That's
let
not
it.
a good thing.
But like
Yeah.
I can't fake be nice. I can't fake be nice, but I can't let it out unless like it happens to me.
I feel like-
often, you know.
I feel like the way I grew up, like my parents told me to always.
Yeah.
It's not be fake, be nice, but like maybe be the bigger person.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I feel like there's a
That's just
difference
like the
between-
culture. Like that's like Ethiopian culture.
I don't know. Like mostly from like how I was raised on that one. Like both me and my dad wore like our emotions on our sleeves, really. So if he heated, you know he heated. There's no smoke and mirrors on that one. So you know what I mean.
I see where I come from. Everyone's really upfront.
Period. So
There's no passive aggressiveness.
nope, none.
If you make somebody mad, they're gonna let you know you
It
just
is.
made them mad.
It
Or
is.
if someone doesn't like you, they're gonna tell you.
They're gonna tell you right to your
Yeah,
face.
They don't
yeah,
like
I would
you.
never do
Gotta-
that.
Yeah, they're really. But I come from a different area. New York's kind of like that. I know a lot of people
Yeah,
from New York,
that's true.
It
and
is.
I love New Yorkers because I mean they're a little too uptight for me. California's more laid back, but New Yorkers are really upfront. Like if they
It
don't
is.
like you, they'll let you know. If you
It
piss them
is.
off, they'll let you know. If they do like you and do mess with you, they'll let you know.
It
They're
is.
really, really upfront and kind of know beat
It is.
around the bush.
I don't know.
Seattle's definitely a different type of.
Different type of environment, and I don't know. It's just not real interactions. Really, it's very
Do you see all three of y'all staying here, like living here, for the rest of your lives?
Where else do I have to go, really? But I don't know. I don't think I can really. I don't know. I think it's just money concerns,
Yeah,
really. So
that's how I would stay too.
I don't know. And also half my friends are here, so I'm like,
So you'd stay, okay.
I
How about
don't
you
know.
two?
I want to go out of state for college and then see what I like better.
What
I don't
college
know.
you want to go to? Or it's been thinking about?
Like on the East Coast, maybe like NYU. I wanna go to Howard. We'll see.
Yeah, it'd be nice at least.
And then if I'll see my experience there. If not, I'll move back to Seattle because my family's here too. So
Yeah, I don't
that
know.
means a lot to me.
Can't do that.
How about you?
Okay, wait. She needs her charger real quick. Sorry. She needs her charger. Where's her charger?
I don't know. So all I'm saying is that I'd probably stay here because I don't have a lot of options really. But I don't know. I'm kind of used to it, so I'm not gonna ruin a good thing really, to be honest. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me on that one.
Oh my gosh.
I've been really homesick lately.
I don't blame you on that
I've
one
been
because
Are you-
super homesick lately.
From where?
From
Where are you
California. I'm from
Cali?
California. Yeah. But I've
yeah,
been really. I've been here for 2 years now. So the first like 4 or 5 months was rough. I was really homesick,
Really?
and then I was okay afterwards. All the way up until I think like this past month, it's been coming back. I've been feeling super
really
homesick.
is. I don't know. Like to me, I don't have the same feeling at all because when I went down on like my whole like trip to like Mississippi and everything, those are literally some of the nicest people I've really ever met. And so to be honest,
Did you live in Mississippi, Craig?
hell no. But all I'm saying is that I appreciate the hospitality and I appreciate, actually decent food for the most part. And
That's such a rough
I mean,
state.
I know.
It's such a rough area.
It
of the country
is.
to live in.
But all I'm saying is that they at least, they at least seem genuine people, not like no one's acting like, artificial half the time. So to me, it was just a breath of fresh air pretty much compared to here where you'll know a guy and they won't even wave to you back when you wave to them and then you just feel like less
Wow,
than a
that's so
human.
sad.
That's actually really common out here.
Yeah,
It's
that's
sad.
so common.
Because
Why is it like
I don't
that?
know. I'm
Because
always
I'll-
the first one to say hello.
Because I'll like wave and then I'll be like, who are you? And then
Like-
it's just like, then you feel like trash because of it, so,
That happens
That's
a
so
lot.
true.
That happened to me a few times when I was going to SEC. Because I only went there for 2 quarters, but
it is.
even when I was going there, I'd see somebody I knew in class. I'd be like, hey, what's up? And they just look at me and, like, not say anything. I was
It
like,
is. I don't appreciate the disrespect, really, and I'll put it like this. I felt like confronting them about it, but I'm like, that's
nah, it's
not
it's
worth my energy, so,
Yeah, it's not worth it. If
It really
the best
isn't.
thing to do is if they do that to you, the next time they try to come up to you,
It is.
you do it back to them.
It is.
Because that's what
I
I've
don't
always
know.
done to people that done it to me.
Oh,
It really
I
is.
confront them.
I don't know.
I'm
you
like,
just-
I
you
just
just-
like, why didn't you say hi to me?
I don't know.
I always say hi
Yes,
to you.
you
I'm
would
just
do that.
saying, because
What are some of the responses you got when you've done
Just
that?
said, I didn't see you. Like, I was
Yeah.
going to, but you said it first.
I don't know.
Like, don't
it's
forget me. Don't forget my name. Say hello next time.
Pretty much. All
What
I'm
if
saying
what if
is,
she did that to you?
do this.
Well, if she did that to me,
Yeah.
what? Confronted me?
No, I act like she didn't know you.
Bro, I would slap her.
Yeah.
Because if we're like close, it's different.
Is all I'm saying is
Just
that
kidding. I would slap her.
No, no,
Take
no,
that
no.
out. Edit that out.
No, no, no.
Just kidding.
Shut up.
I don't have to lie.
No, no, no.
No,
I
she's
saw you literally in the last class, and I'm trying to be like, polite and everything, and then nothing back. They're just like, who's this guy? You know what I mean? It's
Sometimes people think they're cool.
they think
When
they
they do that,
they think
it feels like they feel empowered.
they,
like,
they
oh.
think
Yeah.
they think they're better than they actually are.
But
So
really, it shows more quality and character to actually acknowledge people.
It
say hi
is.
to them,
I don't know,
be
it's-
nice to them.
I don't know. It's just arrogance, and I don't appreciate that really. So I'm just saying.
A lot of people like that. A lot
Yeah.
of people in Shoreline are kind of like that.
It kind of
so
is
true.
because there's this elitism and everything, and they just think they're like, I don't know, they act like they're like the second coming and everything, and I'm just like, dude, you're not as cool as you think you are. You know what I mean? So I don't appreciate the disrespect, and that's what I get when I'm at SEC really. So you know what I mean?
How's y'all year going so far? I mean, we're almost done with the first month of the year.
Yeah.
Semesters are ending. Like,
I know,
week is last week of
finals.
semester.
I mean, I'm feeling re-energized because I got like 2 weeks off from SEC, thank God. So it's mostly I needed
They
a
only
vacation.
gave you 2 weeks.
They only gave me like 2 weeks on that one, so I needed a vacation because
Not long at all.
I know
Even 3, they just gave you 2.
I felt
How
like
long did
2
y'all
at
get?
least.
2? Y'all got 2 weeks.
2.
right?
2.
Yeah, that's
So,
typical in high
it
school,
is.
not
So-
in college.
So all I'm saying is that I just needed a vacation really, and I mean compared to last year, there's only the only places to go up from here. That's all I'm saying. So
I'm sorry. So you're trying to get to a university outside of the college.
Yeah,
Outside
but
of-
UW's low-key my number one still.
That's where I go right now.
It
How about
is.
you? What are you planning on doing?
I applied, like, I finished my applications last month. I applied, like, California, and then Howard, and UW.
As far as California, which one?
Loyola, USC, Chapman, and University of the Pacific. Yeah, that's it.
Is University of Pacific like Azusa Pacific?
What?
Azusa
No,
Pacific?
it's a different one. It's like, it's down, like, near San Francisco. University. It's like, it's a small school.
It's not San Francisco.
It's not. It's Stockholm, California, or something like that. It was like a safety kind of.
Yeah, that's like a D3 school. Okay,
Yeah.
I know what school you're talking
Yeah.
about. Okay. Wow, Cali, really? So you're really
Yeah.
trying to get to California?
Yeah. Howard is my like top one right now, but I have to visit like over.
So you haven't been to California before?
No.
You just
I
why
don't
did
know.
you apply to all these?
Because
I
I really
Google
want to go to
images.
California. Yeah, like I don't.
I've been to
know.
California once.
I've never been. I've never been to California.
California's a different type of.
I
thing.
like California reminds me of Seattle.
I might end up hating it. You never know.
Look, if you do get accepted and you do go to a school out there in California, there's a lot of distractions, a lot, more than what you're gonna be used to.
Yeah.
So just be prepared and know that so you can stay focused, because there's a lot that goes on in that state. Everything's like this.
It's pretty much.
There's a lot to do no matter where you're at.
It is.
People are super outgoing. Like people aren't really reserved like out here.
Mhm.
Like everyone's really outgoing and willing to do stuff. So it's easily to get distracted and let time pass you by, and then all of a sudden, oh snap, I got a paper that's due this week. I haven't even started because I've been messing around.
I don't know.
That's me like right now anyway. So like, that's gonna be rough next year.
Don't go to California.
Nah, not really.
Stay here
Because
as long as you can.
I don't know. There isn't that much.
I don't want to stay here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you really because there's not much I can do really here. So I mean, I don't know. You're not missing much. I'm just saying, I would move, but I don't have money. You see,
Move
so
to Mississippi?
hell no. But you know, I mean, like,
Would you two move to Mississippi?
Pyramid.
why
I'm good at
would
Atlanta.
I?
I'm good at Atlanta.
I don't.
Atlanta's sounds way better than Mississippi.
So all I'm saying is that DJ, listen to me, man. I don't hate myself that much, so I'm not doing that right now.
That's such a rough state. I don't know anyone who would want to move. I've never heard anybody in my life be like, I'm moving to Mississippi.
So
I can't wait.
So all I'm saying is that I just had to mention that because the people there were like so nice. It was just so refreshing, really, compared to here, where
See, I feel like you three would be okay if you went there. All you gotta do is stay in the black populations and you'd be perfectly fine. It's different for me. If I went there, I don't know if I'd get that same love. First off, half the time people be trying to decide what my ethnicity is, so that they couldn't even be racist to me because they wouldn't know what I am.
No.
Wait, are you?
I'm saying,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get that whole problem. You know.
So if I went down there, it'd be. I don't know how great it'd be.
I don't know. All I'm saying is.
Wait, what are you?
What's your ethnicity?
See, that's what they don't.
Well, you brought
I mean,
it up.
you're black. You're black, right?
I'm
You're black,
gonna
right?
I'm gonna let y'all take a guess. I was like doing this with people. I like to see what people come up with. I had some people come with some crazy stuff.
I feel like if I just saw you, I'd think like white and black, but I don't think you are. You're not.
You don't think I'm white and black?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I think you're black, and then I think some sort of Asian maybe.
Asian, really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Pacific
I
Islander.
I don't know, like, because when I saw you the first time on that one, I
Or
kind of,
Samoan.
I don't know.
Yeah, some
I
of
kind of
something
figured,
Samoan.
I don't know, like, I figured black and, like, Mexico or Puerto Rico or something like that was what I was thinking. I was thinking like that or Mexico probably was what happened when I saw you on that one, but that's just me.
Somebody thought I was French one time.
But how do you? Aren't French people just white?
What?
Yeah. Well, no. There's actually some black people. There's actually a lot of black people in France because they were one of the few countries that didn't believe in slavery. So when all the major European countries had black slaves, they were one of the few European countries that said we don't believe in that.
It
we
is.
actually will have black people come here. So there's actually a lot of black people in France.
It is.
But yeah, it was weird. She looked at me. She's like, I don't know how the conversation went. But then I told her to take a guess. She's like, "You're French, aren't you?" I was like, "What?"
Nah.
She's like, "You're either French or Italian, one of the two." And my hair was shorter then, so I was like, I played it off. I told her I was Italian.
I don't know. It's weird that France can see that this is not a good thing, but it takes the United States an extra 100 years and a bunch of wars to figure that out. It's weird how life works.
Yeah, different culture. But to answer the question, I'm half black, half Puerto Rican.
Damn, I was off.
You're you're pretty off.
Yeah, well, at least.
I was so off.
It was pretty off. I've done some crazy things. I have people think I was Persian. By someone who actually was Persian. I had like a group of Persians who didn't think I was Persian.
Yeah, really.
I had people think I was Arabic.
Oh, I can see that. I can see
You
that.
saw that?
Like
Yeah.
Egyptian.
Yeah.
Like, I can see
I
that.
can
see
kind
My
of.
ex-girlfriend was Egyptian. But
Egyptian.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I was around
I
some
know.
because she had a lot of Arabic friends that weren't just Egyptian because Arabic countries are multitude,
I know.
so they were speaking Arabic to me.
I don't know. Was it the one that was like a war veteran, or am I thinking of something else?
No, I think
Okay,
when she escaped a war, that
Yeah.
was happening. They
I
got
don't
really
know.
bad.
Sign
When
on.
Gaddafi fell in Libya, she had to flee
Yeah.
because that country
Sign
started
on.
ripping itself apart.
It is.
Which is pretty crazy. Can you imagine that? Could you imagine trying to flee a civil war?
Yeah.
Like just your whole country just up in flames. You have to dip out. That's something that's hard to think about.
I think I've heard.
Solomon's parents had to leave because of that.
It is.
In
Really? really did.
Ethiopia?
No.
I don't know.
Eritrea?
Yeah, Eritrea.
I don't know. It's like I forget how good I have it sometimes, so that's the case with me on that.
Do you have any relatives that went through any of that?
I feel like my grandpa was in the military, like, so I don't know if that counts, but my grandpa was alive when the Eritreans and the Ethiopians had their, like, huge battle.
Okay,
And
so both of y'all are Habesha, but
Yeah.
you're Ethiopian?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Both Ethiopian? Okay.
I don't know.
So that feud between Ethiopians and Eritreans doesn't exist
My
now?
best friend's
Not
Eritrean.
anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's, like, a
My
huge
best friend's Eritrean.
political, like, shift
I don't
this
know.
Hey,
last
Avi.
year, yeah.
Okay. How was it before, though, when you were kids? Did the Ethiopians and Eritreans in this country get along?
Yeah, it was fine for the most part.
Okay.
Like, it's just the
Yes.
kids that are like, they act like they know all.
So the
Like,
old are the
everything.
ones
It
that,
is
that
advice.
still like practice that or get upset, but the children
Yeah.
don't.
It is advice.
Yeah, like our generation wouldn't care because we're literally the same. So I mean, like
It's
a language.
I don't know.
Like, I could
I don't know. I'm like
language and then North too.
advice.
Well, the thing is that in this country, you know, to the white mass audience, they would just see you as black.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
no,
it makes
definitely.
sense there not to be a feud between.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
here they just,
of course
they
not
just-
really.
It don't matter to them.
It is
Exactly.
like they don't think about that. They don't think about it that deeply. So you know what I mean. They don't.
Exactly.
Period. So,
See, that's why I feel kind of blessed. I could lie about my ethnicity.
yeah, I don't know. I was kind of confused at first myself. Then I saw your hair on that one. And I'm like, okay, it makes sense now.
Yeah, I could literally lie about any ethnicity I want, except for white. I couldn't get away with saying I'm white.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
You can
half.
say yeah.
Yeah,
I can't get
a
away with
little
full.
too tan to
If I
pass
told
as
somebody I
white.
was full
So.
white, they'd be like, "What?
Yeah, because you're a little too tan to like to
White
pass
people
as
can get
that.
brown like that?"
Not just a tanning bed this time.
My roommate's got a tanning bed
for some reason, but you know, I mean,
inside of their house. A tanning
How much does that cost?
a lot.
Why?
I was against it. I was like, why would I pay for a tanning
Yeah.
bed? Why?
No reason.
You will never see me. I will literally
Not
never
really.
be in it.
Let me get a little more brown.
Why would I go?
No. I will be 6 feet under before you catch me in that thing. I'm
In a
just
tanning
saying.
bed?
Yes.
You should try it just to see.
Do I need to get even
Really
black?
from
Do I need to get even
What would happen?
blacker?
What would
Really?
happen to me if I went under a tent? Would I just turn
No, there's
like brown
how do you-
orange?
There's
I
like
don't know.
there's
Like
a
orange
weird
brown?
tone that adds to
Like orange brown? Like,
Have you tried it?
No. I'm just
Okay.
imagining.
We just have people at
it.
school that be using it, you know.
Okay, so
I can see.
I think
here's-
if I hit that, then maybe I could pass as dark skin, but I'm halfway on that one. But
Well, here's what I'm thinking. Right, just as a science project to see if the tanning bed would actually work, you should get the spray-on tans.
Oh no.
Y'all
no.
should just spray yourselves.
No.
I feel like those things are too light too. Like for us at least.
really,
Too late?
Yeah.
Do you think it'd even make a difference?
No,
I don't
just
think
it
no,
won't
like I look like
really.
a brown peach.
No, but I feel like
Pretty
they'd
much.
be lighter because they don't want to be like us dark. They're just gonna be a little darker, you know, like
I don't know.
as an orange.
I just don't know how somebody can in the middle of the winter time, right? Like in the
Yeah,
in the
me
middle,
neither.
in the middle of January, can hit a tanning bed and walk around with it.
Me neither.
Isn't that dangerous?
I don't know. Can someone explain this to me? How are these white people always in shorts when it's like 13 degrees outside?
Okay, well that's not just white people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
There's
It
there's
feels
I've seen
like
black
it
people
is.
do that.
No, I'm like,
Like
I wear like
layers.
2 shirts at least, and I'm in like, I don't know, jeans or like, I don't know, you know, half the time.
it gets really cold in the city.
So that's all I'm
It
saying,
gets
like,
freezing in this city.
so I don't know how to do
Oh.
it really.
Are you from California, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's not cold there ever, right?
It can get cold, but not as frequent as here.
Yeah.
Not as frequent.
I feel like here it's not that bad either. Like we're pretty good. We're mild.
It's pretty cold.
Really?
You think
I
here's
know.
not that?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think it's
it's
that
not
bad.
that bad.
Yeah.
Huh? You don't outside right now. You don't think it's cold outside?
It was so
it
warm
is,
today. I
it
swear to
is,
God.
but like
It was so warm. I walked in.
Today.
I walked into class today and I was like, oh my god, I need to take this off.
class is a whole different thing.
Like, no, like this is my car, not my car, my dad's car. But I was walking out and I was like, it's so warm today. It felt like springtime.
I think you've
I
been in
think it's
Seattle
just
too.
Right.
I think you've been in Seattle too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I've been here all my life, so.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, it's true. Huh?
Yeah.
I don't know.
New York is gonna be colder.
I'm excited.
If
I
you
don't
do go
know.
to if you do go to
Yeah.
NYU, it's gonna be.
It is. It's gonna be like 6 feet of snow, so
I know.
I just want you to know that. So
It used to snow a lot here, actually.
Yeah, I remember.
little
I had
bit.
pictures.
Global warming put an end to that.
I don't know.
It used to snow
Yeah.
a lot in
I
the city.
know.
Actually, it used a lot of ice.
It is.
But
I don't know.
That doesn't happen
I don't
anymore.
know. I think I'd rather have snow than just pure frost, because I'm going to trip one of these times.
Oh, yeah, no, I slipped a few times on the black ice.
My dad did one time.
My dad too. When you take the garbage out.
My dad too.
How mad did they get?
I wasn't there. I didn't.
I heard it was a
Dads always
scream.
get furious when they
Yeah.
do something like that.
It is.
He was mad. He was screaming.
They act like somebody just disrespecting their mom.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that the ice just makes it
Yeah.
tougher for me to walk, so that's
You know
way
what's
worse
funny
than
is
snow.
when they're already in a bad mood,
Yeah.
and then that happens.
Of course it does.
But you just gotta keep clear from them.
Pretty
'cause they like to
much.
take
Keep
time.
out of the way.
I
Yeah,
don't
they'll
know.
find anything to grab and shake.
Of course they do.
Man, my granddad used to snatch me so quick.
Uh,
I wouldn't even see it, so I just. What? I thought I told you this.
I don't know. Like, and again, they don't mess around in my house, cause like what? I got thrown on concrete once, and I got smacked in the mouth for taking the last bit of bacon. So, yeah, it's just not. They don't mess around in my house. Is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
my mom used to slap me a couple times.
Yeah, Grandma slapped me too. I remember that one.
Yeah, furious Latin woman. Latinos
Yes.
are pretty
Yes.
they're pretty wild.
That's what I'm saying.
They're pretty
I
wild.
don't know.
So I didn't really have a topic picked out for us to discuss. I thought it would come to me while we kept talking, but it really hasn't. It really hasn't come to me at all.
Not really.
So we're just gonna skip the topic of the day and go straight to the teen's choice.
Okay, what does that mean?
It means that actually we talk about anything y'all want to talk about,
Let's go.
as opposed to what I want to talk
I
about.
don't know what I'm talking about.
Bro, you laugh.
How do y'all like this job? Let's go. Let's start with that.
I love it. I really like it.
I worked at Vans in Big Five when I was in high school.
I don't know.
You work there?
Yeah, only one of those jobs I liked. Working at Vans was really, really fun. Big Five I hated.
Yeah. I don't
I didn't
know.
like working there at all.
It was better than working at PCC and Edmonds, that's for sure.
High school, yeah, I probably wouldn't have been able to do that.
No,
I
not
specifically
really.
chose Vans in high school because I knew
Yeah.
it would be laid back.
Saying
And I
that.
started working there.
I
But
don't
this is
know.
a great job.
It
Yeah,
is.
I
It is
really
fun
like
though.
it.
It is fun.
I don't know.
Why did y'all choose this job?
I just,
Oh my god.
I don't know. My parents are really strict. They didn't want me to work, and they said if I did something, it had to be like rewarding at the same time. And so like I thought I could like help my community.
Your parents didn't want you to work? Wow.
I didn't tell them this job was paid. Like when I applied
Oh,
for it.
how about
It
your
is.
how
How
about
your
your parents
parents are
don't like
very
when their
strict.
kids work? Yeah, it's all school,
Yeah.
school,
I
school,
don't
school,
know.
My
school.
mom literally told me the other day. She was like,
no.
Mila, if you keep working, I read this one story about this guy. Like, he was working in high school and he dropped out. And I was like, I'm not gonna become a dropout. Relax.
That's literally-
I don't know. I didn't get that. Like, because I was I don't know. It was either I get a job or I'm not, or I'm out on the streets. There were only those two options. So, yeah, there was way more pressure for me to like find the job on that one, cause I don't know. I don't have the budget to do an apartment. So,
In
yeah.
high school though?
No. I'm just saying, like the path,
Like, Jesus.
Like all I'm saying is that.
So now.
But
Okay.
now I'm cool. But at the time,
But before, okay.
but beforehand, before I actually got the BCC job, it was treacherous journey to say the least. So,
See, that's
you know.
crazy because when I was in high school, I was playing sports, going to school, engaging in other, like I was in the school newspaper. Like
Yes. I did
make
that
the school
too,
nice.
so.
Like I was in a lot of stuff, but yeah, my mom still would keep pressing me about getting a job.
Always, literally.
Just all the time. Like, when you gonna get a job? When you gonna get a job? I'm
that's-
like, are you?
Exactly. So I'm just
Yeah.
like,
It's like, I'm like,
exactly.
look at all the stuff I'm doing, and I'm helping take care of my siblings.
It
Like, I had
is.
to pick them up, drive them to school,
Oh my god.
watch them, attend
Yeah.
them to their after school stuff.
I don't know.
And she was still pressing me about getting a job.
Yes.
I was like,
All I'm
"Jeez."
saying is that like I can barely take care of myself, so I don't. So I don't know. I did newspaper
You
also.
said you could barely take care of
I
yourself.
can barely take care of myself really, so I don't know how I'd be able to take care of siblings because I don't know how you do it.
Oh.
Because I'm gonna lose my mind if I deal with the youngins.
Well,
really.
here's the thing. Do y'all have siblings? You have younger or older?
Younger.
I have 3 sisters.
Older or younger?
2 older, 1 younger.
Okay. And you have
All my younger.
and
3.
all y'all young still.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
saying that.
It's tough taking care of it. But the upside to it is when you do it for long enough, for a long period of time, they actually respect you.
Yeah.
They'll actually start looking. They'll
That's
actually
so
start
true.
listening to you more
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
the parents.
Actually,
Yeah,
my
Kinda
brother's
does that.
My
like
older,
that.
my
That's true,
oldest
that's
sister
true,
is like my
that's true.
second mom. Like the way our relationship is.
Yeah,
She
all
took
my
care of
all
me.
my siblings will listen to me before they listen to their parents.
It is wise.
Like they'll take what I say more seriously. So you do earn that respect. Factor.
Yeah.
But
it is
good Lord,
wise.
they know nobody knows how to test, how to press your. The people who know how to get under your skin the best are your significant other. So
It
whatever
really
boyfriend,
is.
girlfriend, wife, husband that you have, and then
It is.
siblings.
That's
Yeah.
actually
Siblings,
that's true.
they
That's
know
so
it.
true.
They know it to a
Oh my
T.
God.
Other
It is
people
pretty
and
much.
strangers, friends might be a little harder, but siblings have like they have the sixth sense with it. They just know exactly what to say and
It
do
is.
That's so
just
true.
to make you flip right
It
to what you're
is.
actually
I don't
saying.
know.
I know how to do that for my sister.
I don't know. Just same thing.
You know how to do it for your
Yeah.
sister. See,
My
exactly.
sister knows.
For the person who's the youngest.
Yeah.
Or second to youngest. So
I
you know
don't
exactly.
know.
You already know on a dime. You don't even have to
Yeah.
think
It
about
is.
it. But you have done it before. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
When they make you.
It is.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I
you're
don't
just
know.
bored.
No.
Sometimes you're just bored. You just want to.
No.
I don't know.
No.
Oh, you just got jealous
No.
when you were younger.
No.
I think you have.
No.
Each sibling does.
So yeah.
They'll come home and be
Jealous
like, I have
of what?
nothing to do. Let me just annoy my older sibling.
That's my
Yeah,
brother. My
much
brother
time.
does
Your
that.
brother does it?
Yeah.
Every
If-
single one of my siblings.
Literally,
did
they
that.
take the Xbox away from
always.
him or whatever, his PlayStation. Next thing he does like go to my room, knock on the door. Jane, let me in, please, 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 let me in. He doesn't stop. Like he's like the one person.
What happens when you let him in?
I just don't. Like sometimes he pushes me in.
You just
I
don't?
don't. I don't.
You never
open the door.
try to let him
I
in?
will
See,
lock
let me
in
see
my
how
room.
he's going to be.
No, I have,
Sure,
but
my
I give
sister.
him my iPad so he doesn't talk to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Technology, really? So you take away his technology, he just doesn't
Yeah.
know what to do.
Yeah, he
He's
did.
just lost.
And it's
Yeah,
me.
he
It's
does.
always
So
me.
sad.
It's always
It's
So
it's
sad.
sad and
yeah,
everything
that's
because I mean I don't know. It's kind of this whole addiction to technology type of atmosphere that we've created for the younger generations, pretty much. So it's becoming more of an
But it missed you, though. Great.
Well, it
Did it miss you?
Not really, because I'm at the awkward age where I kind of grew up with it, but I was kind of already in like high school by the time this really caught on, really.
Okay,
Because I at least remember like getting outside and like hanging out with like my friends and everything, but also it's a weird situation where the college I go to, half my stuff is online, so I kind of don't have options really. But
let me, because we're almost out of time, but let me propose this. Take away your cell phones, all three of you. Take away your cell phones, take away your iPads, or any computer that you have. What do y'all do for fun?
I go out with my friends. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, I go out with my friends
Yeah.
too.
I don't know.
Okay, what if your friends aren't around?
That's rough.
I
Like,
don't know.
I don't know.
Like to me, like I usually like I don't know. I try to at least shoot baskets. At least I try to at least get like take a trip on like the bike or something, or at least try to
So you just leave the house and try to
leave the house and I at
Yeah,
least
yeah,
try to go to the Y and at
Yeah.
least try to hit like
That's
the
true,
cur-
I leave
I
the
try to
house.
hit the curls and I try to at least hit the rowing machine for 30 minutes.
Okay. So you try to do something active.
So I'm trying to do active and I'm
Okay.
trying to at least stay in decent shape. So
And
that's
if
what I'm
about
trying to
you
do.
too, you don't if you can't hang out with friends.
I clean or I take care of myself. Like do my hair,
Oh,
It is.
get ready.
That's your time.
I don't
This is
know.
my own time.
And also
Yeah.
the fact that I'm an only child means that I'm by myself a whole lot, so I try to find ways to entertain myself more often than not. So I'm kind of used to it, really.
I'm jealous because there's a lot of times I wish I had just me time.
It is.
And I never got it.
It
With
is.
siblings living in a crowded house, just
It is.
wanting to be alone for a little bit. The only way you can be alone is if you leave the
I don't
house.
know.
And sometimes
That's
you
so
don't want to
true.
leave the house.
I know.
Sometimes you're like, look, I'm tired. I just want to
It
lay here
is.
and not be annoyed. And
I
just
don't
lay
know.
here.
That's usually like me at least because I have a lot of me time really. Sometimes that's fun, sometimes it's not really, but you gotta find ways to at least entertain myself, so I don't
You
really
haven't-
need
You
my
haven't
phone.
answered the question. You've been intentionally trying to be quiet on this. What do? You don't have technology. You don't have a cell phone or an iPad or a computer. Your friends are all busy doing something. What do?
That's never happened to me before. Like
That's sad that that's never happened.
that's never
before.
happened.
That's never
I don't
happened
like-
to you before.
No,
Oh,
like,
Ever.
you clean.
yeah, I
Well,
love
you never had,
love
you
cleaning
never had
my
a
room.
piece of technology and your friends can hang out.
Like what? I don't even know. I'd
Bro,
probably
that's like
just
taking me
sleep.
back to
I'm like-
age 5. Like that's
I
like
don't
It
know.
is.
I'd go outside maybe. Like I like I take
Don't
my
lie
sister
to
out.
me.
I'll
Stop
take my
lying.
sister out. No,
Sunlight.
I take my little
Maybe,
sister out.
maybe
Yeah,
not.
I want to take her out. Like play.
See, that's
I don't
crazy.
know.
Because growing up for me,
I'll go
like
out
we
with
didn't
you.
have a lot of tech. We
Not
didn't have a lot of
really,
technology. And I'm not that old. at all.
Not really. I'm 19 and I
mean, I'm a grown man, but I'm not. It wasn't that long ago. I was
not
in high school.
really.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that like I don't think I really got like my Samsung really until like 6 years ago. So up until that point, I usually would be like outside at least, and I would at least try to entertain myself. But,
so you're 19. You're 17.
16.
16. You're 16.
17.
17. Okay.
I'm like older.
Are both y'all juniors or sophomores?
Seniors.
I'm a junior.
You're a
Yes.
junior? Okay, and then you're a
Senior.
senior. Okay. So when I was a sophomore in high school, and I moved back to California, because I actually lived here for a couple of years. I came here, lived here for a couple of years, and then went back. I spent my freshman year at Shorecrest.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
At Shorecrest. This was different.
Yeah.
Shorecrest was much different than how it is. It's
Have
better.
you seen the building?
It's way better now.
Yeah.
This all the
Why?
way around.
How?
There's better students, better facility.
Mhm.
When I went, it was more rough. Like the stigma was that Shorewood was the nice uppity school, and
Really?
Shorecrest was the ghetto school. Shorecrest was
What?
where had all the ghetto students and all the students that came from like Garfield and Franklin, whose parents didn't want them to stay in that area, but still wanted them to get a good education. So they'd send them to Shorecrest. So the location where Shorecrest is at is a great location. It's nothing ghetto or hood about it.
Not really.
It was just we had so many students coming from different areas, and then we had a lot of students that weren't. So like we had a couple students, like 2 or 3 that are from Miami, right? Then we had some students from a lot from LA, and then I was from the Bay Area.
Yeah,
right?
California.
So there was a couple students from the Bay Area. So there was a lot of different kids from everywhere trying to go to this school because the school had Shoreline District was known for having a really good education.
Yeah, it still is.
Yes.
But the problem was that they would all go to Shorecrest because Shorewood was seen as like the really uppity public school.
Yeah.
Shorecrest was more the ghetto. So there was a lot of stuff that happened.
I
I remember a lot of it vividly. Shorecrest was a much different school than what it is now.
It is.
And this was, I went there
Isn't much.
only freshman year that I went back. So that was 2008, 2009. So that was right around 10 years ago is when I went there.
Yeah.
So it was a much different school.
It
They
really
didn't remodel it
is.
until around 2013. Anyway, my point is that the next year, 2010, 2009, 2010, I went back to California and I started going to a different high school. Education system was good, not nearly around what it is here. Still good, but they did things really cheap. So we didn't have iPads we got to take home or iBooks or anything. I still had the flip phone because this was before smartphones didn't get. You only had a smartphone at a time if you had money,
Yeah.
right? So you didn't see teenagers with a lot of smartphones like how it is now. Everyone has a smartphone now. That didn't happen until around 2014. I want to say.
2014, and I got my
2013, 14.
I don't know. I got my Samsung in like 2013. So
Yeah, so it was right around that time. So for me, in 2009, 2010, as a sophomore in high school, it wasn't that big. I had a flip phone still. I had a flip. You can't do nothing on a flip phone. You can literally only call and text. And even the text messages are not that big.
Not really.
Right? It's not like now. You can text an essay super fast and send it. This was like you had to keep clicking the button 5 times or do the T9 thing. You had to abbreviate everything because you can only send text messages cost money. Then it was like 10 cents a text.
Remember my sister?
hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my
She was
God.
2008. I remember when she had her phone.
Yeah, I had a
Ooh,
girlfriend,
the bill.
and we texted so much that she added on like an extra $300 to the bill, and she wasn't supposed to be texting. So her dad found out and got super mad. Anyway, so for me, like I didn't have a computer I could take home or like an iPad. Or I didn't have a smartphone, and then we only had one computer, which was a desktop in the living room. That it's not private because everyone in the house, and I always lived in crowded houses. There was a lot of people that lived in the house or in the apartment, so everybody was on it. So it wasn't really yours, right? And you had to find times when you could go on it. So essentially, I didn't have all these things.
Not really.
I didn't have all these technology things, and it's funny that I bring that up now because for me it was like, well, I don't have all this stuff. What do you do with your free time?
I don't know. But like
it's a lot harder for I feel like teens to find out what to do with their free time now than it is.
Than it was like say 6 years ago. So to me, like I don't know. I never really had this issue really, but yeah, the whole phone addiction thing. I'm kind of getting enabled because that's how like SEC works, and two. Yeah, I'll occasionally scroll through my phone. I know I ain't seeing much, but I'm just gonna keep scrolling and scrolling. So
But imagine having a flip phone.
I think.
My sister's. My sister had a pink one.
Think how god awful that'd be.
Yeah.
If you in today's standards, right?
By today's standards,
Bro, I would just not have a phone at all. I, would,
Yeah, it's better not
I
to
wouldn't
have
take
it.
You
it.
just
Yeah.
wouldn't have.
I wouldn't have a phone. I wouldn't.
not really, man,
I wouldn't.
because this ain't the Matrix and it's not 2003, so you know what I mean.
But it's crazy because in the early 2000s to have a flip phone like
That was
is
crazy. That was like that's like alien stuff.
It's like you have a
Yeah.
flip phone cellular device that's portable. What?
It is.
What do you do?
I mean, it was shocking back then, but now it's just kind of amateur by today's standards. So.
I remember landlines like this one. Every house had one.
Yeah.
Every house now, no houses have one. Everyone just has.
Nobody sang.
True.
Everybody just has
We
cell
took
phone.
out the home phone from
I
our
don't
utility
know.
bill.
We
Yeah,
have it,
but
but
no
no
one
one
took
took
it
it
off.
off.
My mom took it off
I don't know.
because we don't use
Yeah,
it.
we don't
You
use
don't
it
use
either.
it.
We still have it, but nobody calls it. I don't know why we still have it.
Y'all, you still have your own?
Yeah,
Your
not
landline?
not a landline, but like the
Yeah.
ones that
See,
are
the
like.
thing about landlines is they're extremely cheap.
Yeah.
Right? So you could be on the
It
phone
is.
forever, calling, making as many calls, talking to whoever. And
It
it's
is.
cheap, but it's very inconvenient. Extremely.
It really is, Elise, so that's the whole thing with it.
You can't do a whole lot. But everyone's year is going good, right? That was the
Pretty
start
good.
of 2019. It's been good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's been decent,
A little
Elise.
slow moving, I feel like.
Yeah.
Not a lot's
It
been really
is.
happening.
Slow.
Not
Mine's been
really.
quick.
I mean, it can't be much worse than 2018 was. So I mean, I'm not. So
yeah, 2018.
2018, I hated that one. So I'm just
That was
saying.
a doozy.
That was a doozy.
I feel like
that
everybody
was
says that about the
rough
previous
one.
year. Like everybody's
I
like, "Oh, I
remember
hated
2018.
2017.
I
Oh, I
know.
hated
Well, the
2016,"
difference-
and then
I
it just
didn't-
keeps going.
I didn't hate 2018.
Yeah.
Actually, I love. It was just crazy for me. Like 2018 did a lot of people bad.
Yeah, it did.
For me, it
Elise.
didn't necessarily do me bad. It was just.
I don't know.
I feel like 3 years wrapped into one.
Also,
There
the
was so
fact,
much going on.
also
I
the
couldn't,
fact
like-
that it was literally probably one of the driest years in movie history, and also I don't know, I lost like my whole job on that one, and I
Black
still
Panther.
and I still ain't seen my bike since I've been over there, and also so all I'm saying is that it was a dry year, so I just didn't enjoy myself.
2018 was a crazy year. You said Black Panther?
Yeah. Was that 2017 or 2018?
No, that was
2018.
Okay.
It's
That's my
okay.
highlight. That's
It's
my
not.
highlight.
It's nominated. My ex got me a Wakanda Forever shirt
Yeah.
that I wear.
I don't know. Am I the only one that?
I'm not even African. She's African.
I don't know.
She's born in North Africa.
No.
Raised there. I'm
I
not
don't
even
know.
African. She
Am
got
I
it.
the only one that just thought that movie was okay? I didn't think it was like that great, really.
Yeah,
or-
I agree.
I liked it.
Because,
I
don't know,
loved
because-
it.
because it's like I thought the special effects looked very Spider-Man free-ish. Number 2, that whole water those lines. I also the fact that it was just
What about Michael B. Jordan?
that dude's a stud, and he's literally the best part of the whole movie
Stud.
because this dude his plan makes too much sense. That's why he's a good character, and he was asking the questions like, why are you people so selfish that you won't give this advanced technology to all the brothers that are struggling right now? So to be honest, he made more sense than T'Challa did. Period. So I'm just
What
saying.
about y'all? How'd y'all feel about Michael B. Jordan?
Bro, the ending got me messed up.
It is.
I was so
Fair
mad
enough.
when he died. I thought they would be like make it
Yeah.
happy, make him alive, and then like collab.
You didn't want to see him go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't want because he wasn't wrong too.
No, he wasn't. Sure,
wasn't
sure
wrong.
his strategies
It's
were.
just like the way he was doing it was not the right way to do it.
It is. It's like, sure, he burned the freaking garden down, but I mean, he
Yeah.
wasn't that wrong, is what I'm saying. So,
He's
and
pretty jacked in that movie too.
yes, he was. All I'm saying is that I know it's a movie, but if I throw a dude off a cliff and do like freaking jagged rocks and water, he dead. He deceased.
That's how he did his cousin like that.
He did his own
Yeah,
cousin
that's why I
like
was
that.
He's your cousin, man. That's your
Did
cousin.
your own cousin, man. You
That's
just
my
tossed him off
cousin.
like threw the dude off the friggin' ledge. Is he dead? No, he's just chilling in the snow.
He's just
Nothing
jealous he
big.
looked better than him with his shirt off.
Also, the fact that Jordan's a better actor, but that's just me, I guess.
Than Chadwick Boseman.
He's better than him, but I'm just saying.
Why?
He's Creed, that's why, so I'm just saying.
I still need to watch the second one. I haven't seen the second.
He
Seen
Creed,
the first one.
that's why he's better than Chad is, but you know what I mean.
I love the first Creed. I saw the second.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he Creed, so he's kind of a big deal, that's all I'm saying, so.
Mhm.
So, I don't know. I'm just saying his character motivation, it made too much sense, and I was siding with the bad guy the bad guy more often than not. So, just saying. And
All right. Well, with that being said, that wraps it up for another episode of Richmond Real Talk. Before we say peace out, why don't you go ahead and let the audience know, remind them of your name again and where they can find you if you'd like to say any social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I hope not Twitter. I hope y'all don't have Twitter.
I got one for admissions for colleges.
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
You had to get a Twitter?
Yeah.
No, they don't have to, but like
Yeah.
sometimes they notify you like right before like if the decisions
Oh,
are
really?
out.
They'll let you know on Twitter when
Yeah.
you got accepted?
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
it's crazy.
I mean, I see what you mean by the fact that, yeah, sure, Twitter, it's a freaking soap opera and there's always something all the time, but, still more entertaining than Facebook, that's all I'm saying, so.
All right, well, like I said, go ahead and remind them your names,
Alright.
where they can find you.
This is Creighton Reed, how you doing? You already know, you know why I'm here, that's all I'm saying.
Hi, I'm Melat. Follow me at melat.s, mehat.s on Instagram.
Hi, I'm Jane. Follow me on Instagram, Jane, HAILEMARIAM.
There's no dot in between?
No.
This is Creighton Reed speaking. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter and everything. And on Facebook, we be making movie reviews great again. Twitter, I'm gonna at least try to find, like, 3 tweets that, like, you know, whether it's funny or not. So that's what we do, and I'm just saying.
And this is DJ Silver. You can just find me here at the Richmond Highlands Teen Center, working every Friday, sometimes Saturday, mostly Friday nights. And let's go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you so much for listening, and go Rams.